beware, beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Thursday morning, everybody. Had a great time yesterday. We broadcasted live right in front of 111 South High Street, the palatial estate, if you will, the palatial estate of Mark Sweetcakes Kern, that stupid-ass idiot. People drove by honking thumbs up. Hey, you bastards, you're in trouble come November the 8th of 2016. These people, we the people, we're tired of what you've done. We're tired of what's been going on in St. Clair County for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We're tired of the culture of corruption. We're tired of you thieving, no-count, political, inbred bastards. And I mean we, I mean black, white, men, women, Democrats, and Republicans. We're all tired, people. I talked with so many people yesterday. They're smiling, giving thumbs up, honking their car, horns on their car, right in front of Mark Sweetcakes Kern's alleged residence at 111 South High. And you guys that couldn't make it, I know a lot of people working, but on the weekend, drive by 111 South High Street. Now, this son of a bitch, I don't believe lives there, but if he does, show you not only is he a bad politician, he's a worse father. To have his sons and daughter grow up in an environment like that, can't play out in the front yard. That's South High Street. You get run over by a car. Can't play in the backyard. There is none. It's the Belleville News Democrat properties. A block from their house is the courthouse where the pedophiles and the killers and the rapists go in and out, day in and day out. That's a great environment, Kern. You're a piss-poor politician, but you're even worse of a parent, you no-good son of a bitch. I don't really know your children, and I'm sure they're nice children. But at the end of the day, Kern, you're not much of a father. And if you got a problem, Kern, give me a call, you stupid son of a bitch. That's the worst insult I could ever give you, that you're a bad father. Well, I can insult your wife. Of course, that doesn't take much. That hairy. I thought it was either Magilla the gorilla or Mrs. Kern looking out the window, or attempting to look out the window, because it's all glass blocks. You can't look out the window. And anybody, and I've got calls before, you can call me off the air. A lot of people are afraid I'm going to jump their ass. I know you can have ordinance changes. If you're in a residential area, they can make it commercial. Or if you're in a commercial area, they can make it residential. They can make all these variances. You can variance a health hazard, a safety hazard, and I don't believe that they can legally live there. I wish some contractor, somebody in the know, give me a call. Both floors, nothing but glass block, because it was a medical center. This asswipe ignorant bastard still has MD Clinic on the front of his house. His house, mind you, MD Clinic. I don't understand it. I don't understand why a parent would let their children let their children sleep in a room where if there was a fire coming down the hallway, they couldn't get out the windows. They'd burn to death. Kern worked 16 jobs to keep my family safe, as would all my listeners. You, on the other hand, don't work any jobs. Been given $10 million of trust fund from your parents. You've never got your hands dirty, you ass white bastard. Well, I don't know how the hell you can. All the time you spend at the YMCA. And don't look like you're working out too much, Kern. Are you spending most of your time in the locker room showering? Because you are pretty clean. You smell like a little foo-foo lady, if you know what I mean. And I kind of think you do. But anyway, we were by Sprague's office. Sprague rents his property from Sweet Cakes. They're there in the same compound. I call it the asswipe idiot compound. And guys, come get me, see? Come get Bob Romanik, you stupid son of a bitches. These no good rotten bastards. But Kern wouldn't come out yesterday. They tried to get cars parked on every parking meter, but we beat them. We got one right in front of the house. They had the parking meters filled up for 6, 8, 9 hours. You guys aren't that slick. Somebody said, Bob, you shouldn't have even announced it. No, when I throw a rock, you rotten bastards, I'm waving not only one hand, both my hands, because I want you son of a bitches to know where it came from. Hey, lines are always open if you can get through. If I'm not going crazy, we are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. You can call toll-free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. We can speak and talk about anything and everything you'd like to. We've got a little housekeeping. Then we're going back to Cassius Clay, which really pisses me off. We're going to talk a little bit about national politics. We're going to talk about Belleville again. And a little bit about this asswipe mayor. Now, this no good son of a bitch Slay, this sawed-off little bastard, he screwed everything up the last 4 or 5 terms. Now hey, I'm not going to run again. Hell no, you're not. Number one, you wouldn't get elected, you ass white bastard. And number two, you've got things screwed up. It's like, hey people, here's the keys to my big boat. I'm tired of driving it. I'm going to let you have it. And you look at the keys, and on the keychain it says the Titanic. Well, hell yeah, he's getting off the ship because that son of a bitch single-handedly is sinking the once great town of St. Louis, Missouri. Hell, you can't even drive over there anymore without getting shot at. They kill people. They kidnap people on 12th and Washington. People all over. And it's the mayor. It's the mayor who says, give me, the mayor of St. Louis, give me control of the police department. The state of Missouri had control up to then. Last year, Mayor Slay got it. Mayor Slay, are you taking some of that crap that your brother was been peddling in the street? If you know what I mean, and I think you do, you hypocritical son of a bitch, you little ass white bastard. But see, guys like him, people, they're going to survive. They're going to survive because somebody who he's done a big favor for will give him a big job. They'll put him in a position, just like this no good son of a bitch, Maximus Vaginus, Mark Pussy Boy Eckert, the mayor of Belleville. He's probably not going to run next time, but he will have a good job. Lindenwood, I guarantee you, and everything I tell you comes to pass, Lindenwood will hire him in an administrative position. That's why he's fighting for Lindenwood. He don't give a damn. He can't make a living at that flower shop, a pansy pushing pansies, and he knows that. So he's positioning himself for another job. So is Slay. And while we're on the subject, if I go to Springfield, nobody's going to like me up there. I'm not going to take a salary, no benefits. I'm not going to be on either side. I'm going to tell Madigan, unless he does something for the people in the 114th Legislative District, you can kiss my ass. I'm going to tell Governor Rauner, the same thing. Unless you can do something for the people that put me in Springfield, you can kiss my ass. I don't give a damn you're a Democrat, Republican. I want something done for my district. I want something done for downstate Illinois. I want something done for the good people of Illinois. I'm tired of this crap. But I'm going to bring legislation that says you can't lobby after you go out of office for 10 years. Now, you know how many friends I'm going to get there. You've got ex-congressmen, ex-state representatives, ex-state senators. They get elected. They use all that time not to help me, not to help you, not to help the cause of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in this great country, but to facilitate their cause. Hey, I'm going to do this guy a favor, and then I'm going to do this guy, and down the road I'm going to do this guy. And then when I get out of office and get my 85% pension, which I'm going to ask that it be cut in half, it's not going to be pretty when I'm up there. You guys know me. It's going to be ugly like my show in my face. I'm going to tell them it's a part-time job. $30,000, $40,000 a year. We don't need pensions. Don't need health insurance for the rest of our lives. We don't need health insurance for a part-time job. How many of you people have paid for health insurance for a part-time job? I'm going to try to get, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I can promise you I'm going to try. I'm going to be the most unlike son of a bitch up in Springfield. And I have people say, well, it's no different than down here. And maybe not. And I may not make a friend, but I will. I will down the road make a difference. But this lobbying crap, everybody gets out. Everybody gets out of their political positions, and they've done favors for people. They've made contacts inside Springfield if you're a state rep, state senator. Made contacts up in Washington, D.C. if you're a U.S. congressman or U.S. senator. Then you come out, oh, no, you guys got to wait a year, and then you can make a fortune. It's like politics. It's like politics is the minor league. So you got to keep your eye on the ball, people. Everybody says, oh, he's elected a senator or a congressman or state representative. How successful? No. He's just practicing. He's just warming up for the big time to be a lobbyist to make not $50,000, $100,000 a year, to make $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year, to be the rainmaker. And I think that's bull crap. Total bull crap. 10 years after you're out. But see, here's the problem, people. After you're out of office 10 years, all the contacts, all the illegal favors you've done while you were a senator or a congressman or a state rep or a state senator or a mayor or whatever, after 10 years, you lose your influence. So being a lobbyist after 10 years would do you no good. And I ask, why don't you people stand up? Why don't you people get behind? Let's have a referendum in this state of Illinois that you can't be a lobbyist after you retire or get thrown out of office, which all these bastards should. You got to wait 10 years. Now, these politicians aren't going to be for it, but we've got, 150? I don't even know how many hell state representatives, state senators. I know we got one damn governor. Why the hell don't the masses of the 5 or 6 million people in the state of Illinois, why don't we dictate what those bastards do? Why do we let those bastards, the 0.5% why do we let those bastards dictate to us, the very vast majority? You think about it. These guys aren't God. These guys aren't powerful. All their power is perceived, people. It's like Sprague, this no-good asswipe, good-for-nothing son of a bitch who didn't go to his dad or his brother's funeral because that's what kind of an evil bastard he is. He has no power. It's all perceived. Everybody thinks that he's so powerful. Now, the people in East St. Louis, I think we're going to pick at you, Sprague. And yeah, I'm going to give you notice. I think I'm going to come up here shortly. We're getting it together to do a live broadcast. And you know how many people below the hill you've got pissed off, you no good, ignorant son of a bitch? You fish bastard, bass man, my ass. It's ass man on his plate. He's got that big Cadillac that people of Cahokia who can barely eat, the people of Centerville Township, the people of East St. Louis who can't afford proper clothing for their family, can't pay their bills. You're paying for Sprague's $90,000 Escalade with Bass Man on it. When you see him passing, flip him off. Give him that one-finger salute because that's what he deserves. But everybody thinks he's so powerful. He's only powerful because we give him that power. We can take that same power away from him, from Kern, from Vera Civic. Why do you people sit back and let these ignorant bastards beat you with the stick that you gave them? Why? And I think you guys are nuts for doing that. And I think, you know what, I'll piss you off. I think you're idiots. And I was an idiot for a long time. But I finally woke up and realized These no good son of a bitches ain't no better than we are. They ain't no bigger than we are. They ain't no stronger than we are. They're just people. We put them on that pedestal. And then we act like they earned it. Act like whoa, look there's a guy on Mount Everest. There's a guy on the biggest mountain in the world. He's up there waving. Well, yeah, he's up there waving because we put him in our helicopter and we flew him up there to take 5 minutes. He didn't take the time to walk up there, to prepare to walk up there, to take the chance of maybe losing his life walking up the biggest mountain in this world. We, in essence, put him on a helicopter and dropped him off 10 minutes later. And he's up there waving? Sure he's waving because we put him up there. Don't you people understand? We put these son of a bitches there and we can take them down. Politically, of course. We can get rid of them. Politically. Well, never mind. But you know what I'm saying. Why? Why we, the vast majority of people, why do we stand for this? Why do we let these guys stand up on that pedestal and preach to us and tell us what we're going to do whenever we elected them and we should be telling them what to do? It never works that way. It never works that way. Don't forget, coming up, the Award in American Legion. Coming up on June the 10th and the 11th this weekend. The parade will be on Saturday, June the 11th at 6 o'clock p.m. It'll be held at the Warden American Legion Post 564, the homecoming and parade. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Ed Hynott at 618-637-2383. And Ed, if we can make it out there, we'd be more than happy to. We've been invited, and we're invited to a lot of these picnics, a lot of parades. And thank goodness that there's only one Bob Romanik, because I don't think the world's ready for two, but we appreciate all the invitations and we try to make whatever we can, but I'm sure the guys at Warden American Legion will have a great time and hopefully get a lot of people to come out there. Also coming up June the 11th and 12th, the Heritage Days Festival, a great time in Oakville, Illinois. The Oakville Tourism Division is having their Heritage Days Festival. Going to be a great time at the Heritage House, historic sites. There's a lot of things to see. And you go by the Mineral Springs. They've got a great restaurant. You know, you get a good massage. You know what a massage is, Kern? Are you giving massages out at the Y? I'm just asking, Kern. I don't know, and I'm just thinking out loud. Do you give massages at the locker room at the YMCA? I would request, and I would volunteer to give massages. I would. But I'd rather do it at the YWCA, Kern, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Our good friends in Millstadt, as always, still trying to raise money for Friends of the Old Millstadt Water Tower. They're trying to refurbish it, need a couple $100,000. Hopefully you guys will get involved, and if you want to, you can call Kelly Timmer. It's 618-520-3623. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and/or the Grim Reaper Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com, one word, common spelling, for the best of all three of our stations. You can listen to my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. and now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. Please like us on Facebook, KQQZ 1190 AM and KZQZ 1430 AM. You can go to my Facebook page, Fans of the Grim Reaper. And never forget the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook. You get the best in the political satire, the political cartoons. You can see Sprague in his Depends underwear because the son of a bitch, his nickname is I'd rather piss in my pants than piss in a urinal, Sprague. You can see Kern in his bikini and his thigh highs. And I got to quit looking at Kern in that one picture. It kind of does a little something for me, so I can imagine it may do something for the people that belong to the Rainbow, not the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, but the Rainbow Coalition, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. Had a letter from a gentleman here. He says he receives his bill from the News Democrat, $405, $39 for TV Guide. He said, it's a rag. This gentleman also calls it a rag. Says they don't report any local news, local stories. He said, you broke loose on KQQZ and now KZQZ. Maybe you should explore starting your own newspaper or hook up with the East St. Louis Monitor. Well, I'll tell you what, the East St. Louis Monitor is a great informative newspaper, unlike the B&D. But if you want real local politics, the inside, the outside, the ups and downs, the good, the bad, and most of all, the ugly, the only place you're going to get it is right here at Insane Broadcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM and KQQZ 1190 AM. We're going to be probably changing formats on KQQZ 1190 AM to bring in more local news, some local sports. My show, we may have Michael Savage, Laura Ingram, Glenn Beck, John Bohannon, and a lot of others. We're looking for some local talent also, because we're gonna take KQQZ and we're gonna make it for the people. We're gonna make it more local. And we're going to still go on the Missouri side, but everybody forgets. Everybody forgets about the Illinois side. Got a lot of great people, a lot of great things happening, and the people in Illinois, they want to know what's happening in Missouri. But we also would like to know at times what's happening in our great state. Also, I want to thank Ron and Lorraine Daly. He's a Shriner and a veteran, and we want to doubly salute him. Send us some poems about veterans, and very poignant. They're too long to read, but I want to thank them. And I want to thank all the veterans, everybody that sends me. They've sent me gifts, flags. We've got decals. We've got placards. And you guys, you don't know how humbling that is, because I am a true patriot. I love this great country, and I can only love it and do what I do. And that's why I love it, because I can do what I do. But I only can do what I do because of all of our veterans, past, present, and future. Only because of our first responders, our policemen, our firemen, our paramedics. You know, we all the time don't have to like them. Hell, I get stopped. I get tickets. I'm not happy when I get a speeding ticket. I usually, well, I can't lie. I always deserve it. I said before, I'm not a bad guy. If everybody was like me, the only thing we'd need is traffic enforcement, because I get around a lot. I'm always in a hurry, as you people are. But we got to respect and remember all of our first responders for what they do, all of our military heroes for what they do. You know, we take it for granted, just like we take our health for granted. But once you need a policeman, a fireman, a paramedic, a dispatcher, the military, then you can never forget them until you don't need them anymore. So I say we need them all the time. Let's keep them in our minds. Let's keep them in our hearts. And let's support these good people. Now, there's some bad apples. There's bad apple there. Hell, there's a bunch. There's a whole barrel full of bad apples in Washington and Springfield and all of our state houses. There's a few bad apples all over, in priests, lawyers, doctors, politicians. So don't hold a couple bad bastards, a couple bums with badges, against the entire professional law enforcement first responders agency. Because they're great people. They're great people. They do a great service. I want to say also, coming up Sunday, June the 19th, from 4 to 8 p.m. at Fisher's Restaurant, 2100 West Main, they're going to have a Gear Jammers car cruise. It'll be from 4 to 8 on Sunday, June the 19th at Fisher's, and it's food pantry night. You bring food, and they support the food pantries, and I always support the food pantries and the Belleville Humane Society. Going to have a great time, so if you guys can make it out there and donate and look at all the good cars, please do. On this date, June the 9th, 1802, the United States Academy at West Point was established. On this date, June the 9th, 1822, Charles Elmer Haars sold his first root beer in Philadelphia. I guess why it's Haars Root Beer. On this date, I could sell Bob Romanik's bull crap, put it in a container. I don't think it'd sell, though. Don't invest. I'll give you some good financial advice. Don't invest in that. On this date, June the 9th, 1898, China gave Britain a 99-year lease on Hong Kong. On this date, June the 9th, 1902, the first restaurant with vending machine service was the Automat Restaurant in Philadelphia. On this date, June the 9th, 1923, the first armored car security vans were introduced by Brinks Incorporated. That's what happened on this date, June the 9th, throughout all these years in our world's history. Before we take a quick break, one last thing was just handed to me. The Freeburg Mighty Midgets. And I love the Mighty Midgets. They're mighty and they're midgets and they're proud of it. And I'm proud. I'm proud to support the Freeburg Mighty Midgets and want to put a shout out to Mayor Seth Spicer and everybody. The trustees out there, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I can. Got it right here. No, I don't. Never mind. But anyway, on Friday, June the 10th, coming up this week at the Archers, $75 registration fee, golf, lunch, cart, hole-in-one, closest to the pin, longest drive. Registration starts at 10:30. Lunch is at noon. All proceeds benefit the Mighty Midgets golf team. Says call Bill Clausen at 444-0426 or just come out. And I'm going to thank Joe Wallmeister for that information. You know, I don't golf, guys, but I will make a $500 donation to the Mighty Midgets. And anybody else that wants to make it out there, please do. We won't be there, but again, you can call Bill Clausen if you'd like to get involved at 444-0426. The Mighty Midgets from Freeburg. We salute you guys, and that'll be held this Friday, tomorrow, June the 10th at the great golf course at the Archers. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Remember, we are America's voice of freedom, definitely the Patriot. You can call toll-free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. When we come back, we're going to talk about Cassius Clay. I sting like a butterfly and float like a piece of crap, Muhammad Ali. And we'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Your guardian of the First Amendment. Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. As you know, we've got elections coming up, and I want to give my opponent, LaToya Greenwood from East St. Louis. She's an East St. Louis alderman making big money off the backs of the hardworking taxpayers in East St. Louis. She works for her daddy at the school district, making $100,000 a year. I hear doing nothing, but that's just what I hear. Now she wants to be a state representative, and you know she'll bobblehead for Madigan, because not only will she get $70,000, $80,000, if she bobbleheads and kisses her ass up there, and I know she will, as everybody else does, she'll get another $10,000 and another $10,000 and another $10,000 for these committee assignments. And that's what's going to happen, people. It's a money grab. I read in the paper today, it's got me in there. I've put $2 million plus in my campaign. Now, I don't think I'm going to spend that much. I'm going to help a lot of other candidates out, and I've been helping them out. Actually, all throughout the state, we're going to start a super PAC to help candidates out. See, I'm spending my son's inheritance. I have no family, so I'm going to enjoy my son's inheritance, and I think he would enjoy me enjoying his inheritance. So money, I respect for what it can do. I don't worship it like these rotten bastards. But anyway, it's coming a time with this election, this Trump phenomena. And I did this crap 5-6 years ago. I give nicknames to these ignorant bastards. I was been politically insane a lot longer than Trump. But you see where Trump's going. The Democratic organization, they're worried about the Republicans because they don't want to see Trump be the president, it'll hurt the Republicans. Now, these are asswipe Democrats on TV saying that. These stupid son of a bitches, do they think everybody's stupid? I don't think the establishment wants Trump, just like I don't think our local establishment, Doug Jamieson, the head of the St. Clair County Republican Party, which has about 10 members in it, he doesn't want me elected. He doesn't want the ticket elected, because then they lose their little bit of power. It's same at the national level. The Republican National Party, if Trump gets elected, guess what? It's not status quo anymore. It's not status quo. See, that's why the Democrats love Hillary. And I'm not pimping for Trump or Hillary. I'm just stating facts, as I always do. That's why they love Hillary, because she's part of the establishment. They know what they got with Hillary. They don't know what they're going to get with Trump. But the vast majority of the Republicans are saying, hey, we're going to give this crazy son of a bitch a chance. And I got to say, I don't know where I'm going election-wise on the president, because I'm going to vote the person. I'm not going to vote the party. Never did I vote the party. Francis Touche, a strong Democrat. I used to be his bodyguard driving him around. He said, Bob, I've been a Democrat all my life. He said, I've never voted a straight Democratic ticket. See, these son of a bitches, they want to tell you one thing, and then they do something different. But anyway, this race with Trump and Hillary Clinton, it's really going to get nasty. I think our races are going to get nasty, but see, I don't care. I like wallowing in the mud, because, see, I'm a pig. These other guys aren't going to like it. See, when you wallow in the mud, it's nasty unless you're a pig, and if you're a pig, you enjoy it. And I'm somewhat of the pig. I don't mind getting down and dirty, Sprague and Kern and Barra Civic. But if we wrestle in the mud, I want you guys, especially you, Kern, keep your hands above my belt. Keep your hands above my belt, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. These no good son of a bitches, they've never been beat up this much. They've never been exposed. See, when you expose these rotten bastards politically, they do get pissed off. But you know what kills them? When you embarrass them personally. And I've embarrassed all these son of a bitches. You know what? I've had embarrassing moments, and I'm far from being perfect. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm going to let you know that I'm far from being perfect. And I tell you what, as long as I'm on this earth, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not going to be perfect. You hear the promo about Abe Lincoln? Persistence. I'm going to make many mistakes. But when I do, they're going to be mistakes that I thought were the right thing to do. I'm not perfect. I'm not even close. I'm fairly intelligent, but even intelligent people make mistakes. But these son of a bitches never wanted to admit to what they do. They want to blame somebody else. Kern's blaming somebody for this NGA. It's his fault. It's Sprague's fault. It's Barra Civic's fault that we didn't get that $2 or $3 billion total development because of the culture of corruption in St. Clair County. I talk to Democrats all over. They're coming over. They're going to vote not for Republicans. They're going to vote the person, not the party. You guys have got the same thing year after year after year, and it's not working. Then you got Congressman John Shimkus. I read in the paper, unbelievable the money spent. And this is not me. I'm not talking good or bad about Shimkus because I don't know the gentleman. But he spends over $9,900 at the Four Seasons. Hell, the only way I'd spend $11,000 at the Four Seasons. The only way a normal guy would do that if he bought a room and had to pay for a prostitute. Not saying that Shimkus did that. How many times can you stay in a hotel room for that kind of money? I remember going to Chicago, and I had a little bit of money. It's going to cost me $300. I slept in my car in a, what do they call them that they've shut down here? In a rest area. And that's amazing. All the rest areas shut down. I had somebody call me and say, Romanik, will you fund some of these rest areas? I said, hey, come on, let somebody else chip in. Let somebody else chip in. But anyway, Congressman Shimkus, and it's just not him. It's all these asswipe son of a bitches on both sides. luxury hot springs and mud bath retreat for $31,000? That must have been some badass mud. Damn. Again, the only reason I'd spend $31,000 if there was about 20 hot ladies in that mud bath with me, if you know what I mean. And I kind of think you do. We've got some callers. Hell, let's go ahead. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, Bob, I just want to let you know that Mayor McCall of Cahokia is going to try to enact an ordinance this coming Tuesday that there'll be no political signs till so many days out from the election. So all the Freedom Coalition signs that are all over Cahokia, he's going to try to make them take that down.
Well, let me tell you what, sir. Thank you for the information. Hey, Curtis McCall, you ass white bastard. This is America. Did you forget, you stupid son of a bitch? This is America that gives you the opportunity to get elected and to lead your people. See, I had a case when I ran for coroner years back in Belleville. They said, you can't put a sign up. We took them to federal court. We can put a sign up. You can put a yard sale sign up at any point in time. You can put up a real estate sign at any time. But you see how these people are? Curtis McCall, Belleville, Sprague tried to do the same thing. Just because they pass an ordinance, sir, doesn't mean it's legal. There's probably 75% of ordinance on the books that are illegal. They had an ordinance in Belleville in the 80s that a black man couldn't walk down the street. They had forgot to take that out. You know, Curtis McCall, you're an embarrassment. If you try to do that, you're an embarrassment to this great country. See, we live in the land of the free, you ignorant, stupid son of a bitch. Go over to Jefferson Barracks and drive through that cemetery and look at all those brave military heroes that give us the right to speak free, to move free, to do free. And you're going to say you can't put up a political sign? Then you better take every sign down, every real estate sign down, every billboard down, every sign that's on every business down, you stupid son of a bitch. You're only doing that. And people, it plays right into what I was saying earlier. These guys are afraid. These guys are afraid. They want to pass an ordinance, use their position as elected officials, as political parasitical punks that we call politicians, to say you can't put a sign up. Well, I'll tell you what, when you do that, and you know why it's being done? Sprague is the city attorney. Sprague says, go ahead and do it. Do this, do that, because he gets more money. He gets more money every time the city gets sued. He's already cost the city $1 million with this debacle when apparently I say, he advised McCall, the mayor of Cahokia, that he could illegally fire all these hardworking union members. And guess what? They're all back with back pay, back benefits. It's going to cost between $1 million and $2 million, people at Cahokia. You think Sprague gives a damn? He wants to make more money and sit down on a casino queen and drink his beer while he looks over that fat-ass old lady of his, Patty Roly-Poly Sprague. Nobody wants her. Hell, they'd have to get a Weeble truck to get her out, Sprague. And yeah, I talked about her because she's a politician. So come get me, you stupid son of a bitch. But you people, when are you going to wise up? When are you going to wise up? He let the city of Cahokia fire those people, $1 million to $2 million to bring them back for the lawsuits that are going to be. Now he's advising. Apparently, he's a city attorney at $200,000-$300,000 a year in the black community. Then he takes that money and goes up to his house, and we may broadcast live one day from the Archers in front of his house. Have people come up. Maybe I'll give free hot dogs and soda. Maybe have a lot of his brothers come up that way. That's who support him, the proud black community. But he apparently is going to advise Curtis McCall, advise that ignorant, stupid son of a bitch. Going to tell us when we can put a sign up. Now, if it's on the right of way, I understand. But I'll be damned, Curtis McCall. You'd have to throw my ass in jail. I guess you can't wear a name tag then, because that's a sign. Can't wear a name tag. I can't wear one of my shirts, Bob Romanik for state representative, because that's a sign. Don't tell me, and don't tell the good people of Cahokia. It's not a dictatorship down there. There's a dictator running it, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. People, do you understand? This crap's out of hand. Going to tell you, hey, you can't clean your house but one day a week, and if you clean it on a Tuesday, we're going to fine you because we need more money, because we've give all of our family and friends jobs. Now we got to give our girlfriends, in some instances up here in the county, boyfriends, Kern, boyfriends, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. When are we, the people, going to stand up and say, we're tired of this crap? I think November the 8th of this year is the year to do it. Did you hear that, gentlemen? Curtis McCall is going to enact an ordinance saying you can only put a sign up. What the hell? You're not the political god. Don't tell me in my house, on my property, when I can put a sign up, you ignorant, stupid bastard. They're going to tell you next when you can walk your dog. Well, if you only walk them on a Wednesday, you walk them on a Thursday, we're going to fine you. We're not going to tax you anymore because we know we definitely won't get elected if we say we're going to raise the taxes. So we're just going to have more fees. We're going to have more fines. Not going to be taxes. It's all taxes. Doesn't make any difference what you call it. When you take it out of the pockets of the hardworking taxpayers, it's all taxes, you rotten bastards. Hey, Curtis McCall, I think you're going to have a good fight on your hands. And the only reason I don't like that is because that asswipe, no good for nothing, didn't go to his dad or his brother's funeral, Bob Sprague. And you guys know what you get with the son of a bitch that didn't attend his dad and his brother's funeral. You get an evil bastard. An evil bastard. And people tell me that's Bob Sprague. He's a big shot. He's the head of the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee. He's a big shot. You can't. The judges, they all get picked by this guy. He's the most powerful and important man in Belleville. Why say kiss my ass, you bastard? You ain't powerful and important to me. You're worse than a piece of rat crap, you no good son of a bitch. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice. You hear me, Kern? Sweet cakes bi-state, not bisexual. Get your ears cleaned out. What do you got sticking in your ears? Looks like, never mind. Voice of freedom. Radical radio. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, a radical radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. I'm going to get on CJ Barasivic, but tomorrow I've got so many calls. People are livid. Bob Sprague represents Monsanto and Cyril Copper, one of the two, that are fighting to take money away from the poor people below the hill, the 10,000 people that may have cancer because of the toxic waste, the PCPs and everything that's spewed out of the airways through those smokestacks in Monsanto. And Charlie Powell, you're a strong supporter of Sprague and Kern. They tell me your lovely wife, and I wish her the best, that she's got cancer because of this toxic waste. And then you're going to support Sprague and Kern? They're taking money from you guys on both ends. You're giving them the votes so they can steal all the political money up here. And then they represent Monsanto and Cyril Copper to try to stop the poor families that need money to pay for their health benefits, to pay in case somebody dies for funeral benefits. You guys below the hill ought to denounce Bob Sprague. You ought to make him get off the case. But he's not going to do it. It's a money thing for Sprague, you guys. You know it. And we're going to expose this bastard. Got a couple minutes. Yesterday you heard me talk. CJ Barasivic, you hypocritical political idiot running for Congress. We, you hear me, we the people demand that you denounce your asswipe, do-nothing, good-for-nothing father, Chief Judge John Red on the Noodle, like a pecker on the poodle, Barasivic. You've got the nerve, the audacity to say to Congressman Bost, you need to denounce Trump for what he said? What about your daddy? What about your daddy? Who's your daddy? And he is a Hoosier. red-faced, ignorant son of a bitch, red on the noodle like a pecker on the poodle. And I want to apologize to the poodles, the poodle peckers of this world. He's a political slob. He's the racist. How can you honestly ask Congressman Boss to denounce Donald Trump and then not denounce your own deadbeat? And he is a deadbeat. He ain't worked an honest day in his life. He sucked at the political trough. Him and Kern been sucking for so many years, sucking at the political trough, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. You know what? Your worthless father, he's an ass-white bastard. Then, sir, if you won't denounce your father, then you're a bigger political idiot. Not only a big political idiot, a hypocritical big idiot. You remember your father back in the day, Elliot Davis, a proud black man. A reporter asked him some legitimate question because your father was an elected official. And he says, hey, Rufus, now how racist, I ask, can you get? That shows you, people. See how hypocritical these son of a bitches are? You hear me all the time. Do as I say, not as I do. But Barasivic, C.J. Barasivic, not even wet behind his ears, going to be a congressman? His dad wants to be the chief judge? Hell, we might as well call it Barasivic County. C.J. Barasivic, you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace to the Democratic Party, what little Democratic Party's left. When you say, make big headlines, our boss should denounce Trump. Well, you should denounce your father, and you're not going to do that, you no-good son of a bitch. That's how hypocritical these Democrats are in St. Clair County. People, after 50 years, I hope you understand. I hope you know that it ain't going to get no better. Now, you know, I'm far from being perfect. But I tell you what, you'll get results in Springfield. You'll elect Roger Cook, Carl Officer, you'll get results. And if not, you've heard me. Throw our asses out after 4 years. Don't give us 40 years like you give these ass-white bastards. Are you guys nuts? You guys must be on that medical marijuana that ain't legalized yet, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. But C.J. Barasivic, if that's all you got, buddy, you better put your head between your legs. I won't suggest that to Kern because something not very pretty may happen. But you need to get your ass home if you're going to be that hypocritical. And think about it, people. Democrats, Republicans, men, women, black and white. How he tells the congressman to denounce Trump. And I think he just presented it wrong. I told you yesterday, if I'm with the Ku Klux Klan and I got a black judge and the black judge knows I'm with the Ku Klux Klan, it's not really racist, it's survival. I'm going to say, hey, maybe I don't want that judge. Now, Trump has said that he wants to build a wall with the Mexicans. Now, this judge is an American, but his family come from Mexico. You don't think Trump in his mind thinks, you know, this judge knows what I've been talking about. I want to get a fair shake, and I don't think I'm going to get one. I don't think that's racist. I think that's being real. And that's the good thing about Trump. That's a good thing about Bob Romanik, because what you see is what you get, and a lot of times it ain't pretty, but at least you know what you're getting. These no-good son of a bitch, they're wolves in cheap clothing, going to wear the nice suits, going to go to church on Sunday, going to have family with 3 kids going to church, getting photo ops, never cussed a day in their life. But when they go up to Springfield, when they go to Washington, they're going to steal you blind. Don't judge somebody on what they say, or in my case, how it's said. Judge somebody on what they do. You know, you get mad at your family. You cuss your family out. You say things that the next day you wish you hadn't said. And politicians do the same thing. So don't judge them on what somebody says. Let's watch and see what they do. I can sit there all day, say, I'm going to beat your ass, I'm going to beat your ass. And at the end of the day, I'll walk up and hand you $5,000. You didn't give a damn what I said. You sure gave a damn what I did. These ass-white politicians, both Democrats and Republicans, they're going to manipulate everybody. I wish there was no parties. I wish it was just get on the ballot and vote the person, not the party. I think this country would be a lot better off. We don't need organized religion. The religious people, I salute you. And if you're truly religious, believe in God, praise God, worship God. You don't need to go to a $5 billion church and give them money to do it. Political organizations, I think you can do without. All these organizations do nothing but benefit the few and far between the organizers, the people in charge, the 2%, they don't really recognize. They don't really understand the 98% of the people that put them in there because they don't give a damn. They're like politicians. Once they get elected, they take that power and they slow us down. They put us in our place. Let's remember on November the 8th, people, 2016, the perfect storm this year. Let's put these rotten bastard, asswipe, lowlife, good-for-nothing, bottom-feeding, son of a bitch and politician, political punk, parasitical punks that we call politicians. Let's put them in their place. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We're going to be on Sprague's ass again. We're going to expose a few other situations. This election's going to get nasty, people. So put your poop suits on, your poop suits on, not your shoots, your poop suits, because there's going to be a lot of poop. There's going to be a lot of poop thrown in every direction. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be informative. And when it's all said and done, I think these politicians are going to wish that they had been right with you good people, right with the people of this great county, this great state, this great country, because I think these asswipe politicians on both sides are in for a very, very rude awakening. So let's continue, people, to join hands, men, women, black, white, Democrats, Republicans, and in some cases, Kern, maybe the transgenders, I don't know, I'm just asking. And let's all unite, because together, we can destroy this cancer, this political cancer, all throughout our country before it destroys us. So let's unite. Let's expose these political parasitical punks, these low-life, rotten bastards, these scumbag son of a bitches. And when it's all said and done, let's destroy them. Let's destroy them. Let's burn them at the stake. Burn them at the political stake, of course. You don't want to ruin a good stake. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful.